Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping. What? Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping. You must love us cause you can't stop watching. Hey. You must love us cause you can't stop watching. Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping like it's New Year's Eve. Boys, James IV, that's Roman numeral 4 off the top with the intro. What up, K-Sap, no cap, that's the big bro. You know the ladies hold it down for the team. We be the hottest on this YouTube screens. We got sports, media, news, that round table talk. Them other parts ain't got the same sauce. Nah, hit us in the chat, but no haters allowed. Send you to the block party, what you gotta say now? We on live, hit us up and subscribe. If you like it to share, show love instead of staring. Man behind the mic, numbers don't lie. Send me a super chat to all that may apply. Ain't no party like an SPD party. Let's get the show started, pull up, everybody. Come on. Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping. What? Let's get it poppin', man, I'm simply ball dropping. What? You must love us cause you can't stop watching. Hey. You must love us cause you can't stop watching.
Yes, yes, yes. You know who it is. It's your favorite host, the man behind the mic of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast, K-Sap. What's up? What's up? What's up? I see everybody coming in the building. Once you get in the building, do me a favor. If you can kindly drop a like on the video, I would appreciate it. I see people starting to filter in. I'm going to give the live a chance to catch up to some people. I see you, Michelle, one of my lovely moderators in here in the dark with a smile. I see you, Victoria Teller. I'm just going to wait for some more people to come in here and we're going to get this thing started. You know, I wasn't on Sunday or Monday, so I say I come back on Tuesday and give y'all what y'all want. But I appreciate you guys' support, appreciate you guys tuning in. If you haven't watched any of the latest videos on the Simply Ball Dropping YouTube channel, make sure y'all go like them videos and watch them and subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you turn your post notifications on so you'll know every time Simply Ball Dropping drops another hot banger, either if I drop a video or a live. Appreciate everybody. I see people starting to come in. Shout out to Michael Graham. I see you in there. What's good? Big time. We just gonna report some things tonight. Very interesting day from the media. And, you know, you learn things every day when it comes to the Cleveland Browns and some of their insiders and some of the media personnel in Cleveland. Like, they actually sometimes be crashing out. Shout out to Victory Teller for the $2 super sticker.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money. Dollar, dollar.
I appreciate that. I appreciate always supporting the channel. I mean, you've been rocking with me for a while, so I do appreciate it. So I appreciate the love and support. Also, you know, the media in Cleveland, it seems like, to me, it's always like they competing. What's going on, Miss Pamela? I see you in the building. It's like the media always competing to see who got the best story, who got the best storyline. And I don't know if your guys are familiar with the insider Jason Lloyd, but he was on the Ken Carman and Anthony Lima radio show today. And it's almost like he got some intel on what's going on behind closed doors. What's up, Megalodon? I see you in the building. Yeah, so it's crazy that he came on the radio station today. What's up, Katie? One of my lovely mods in the building. Appreciate you. It's crazy that the story changes every day. Like it's something new that comes out every day. And sometimes you got to pay close attention to what's really going on. Like I said, I use the word smoke and mirrors. A lot of people might not use my terminology the way I say it, but it's a lot of stuff going on. And you pick up on that through the Cleveland media every day because you really don't know what's going on. But I had somebody reach out to me today and sent me some information which seems creditable because they in the Cleveland area. And we'll get off into that here in a few. But I just want to let you guys know that it's crazy that what the media tries to do and how they really try to change the narrative or control the narrative. Now, we all know the situation surrounding around Shador Sanders. And see, it's a lot of things that is crazy because of the so-called back injury. Like, it's so many storylines around Shedor's back. But I've told you guys, every player in the NFL is getting some kind of treatment. Regardless if it's the back, they getting massages, ankle injuries. Everybody in NFL is getting treatment. And leading up to the New England Patriots game, they deactivated Shador Sanders and said he was experiencing some back tightness. Tightness on his back, right? So then we saw Shedeur come on Twitch, and said that he had to stay back from treatment. He wasn't going to go to CU for the Buffs homecoming, but he was on a bye week. He was free to do what he wanted to do. And he surprised his dad. I think him and his dad both needed that. And now I'm sitting there listening to the Ken Carman and Anthony Lima show. And I didn't realize that Anthony Lima was that big of a hater of Shador Sanders. I didn't realize it. Somebody pointed it out, and then I had to pay close attention. And I just realized that Anthony Lima is a snake in the grass. And Ken Carman really pointed that out, and he made it obvious on what he was trying to do. Shout out to Megalodon. I see you in the building. Shout out to Trill City TV. Y'all guys, make sure y'all drop a like on the video, please. We got 75 people in here watching, and we're only 7 minutes in. If y'all can drop a like on the video, I would appreciate it. And I'm sitting there listening, and I just couldn't. What's up, Nate? I see you in the building. I couldn't believe what I was hearing from Anthony Lima on what Jason Lloyd was saying. And Ken Carman was calling it out as it was happening in real time. And what happened is Jason Lloyd called in because evidently he got some intel on what's going on behind closed doors. So, guys, I want y'all to take a listen to what transpired today on the Ken Carman and the Anthony Lima show. And I want y'all to pay attention to Anthony Lima and then listen to how Ken Carman really got off into him. What's up, Reggie? Appreciate you, my brother. Salute. I want y'all to pay attention to what Anthony Lima had to say when Jason Lloyd called in to expose the corruption that's going on behind closed doors, behind people's backs. So let's go ahead and take a listen. What's up, Chantel Penton? I see you in the building. So let's take a listen to that.
So are we looking at the last week of Dylan Gabriel as the quarterback of the Browns?
I don't know. I tend to say no, but I do think Shedeur is going to play at some point. I don't know that we're there yet. I just don't think that we are. I think that they're going to keep running Dylan out there, barring injury or total collapse and catastrophe. I mean, yeah, obviously it hasn't looked good, obviously. I thought his best game was his first game, and I thought it's progressively, not that was, I mean, you and I argued about that at the time, about the Minnesota game, but what he's done since, I just think that he's regressed, not progressed in the weeks that followed, but it's still only a handful of games, and I think that they're going to keep running him out there.
Really?
We got a lot of season left. Where do you go next? If you bench Dylan now and you go to Shedeur and that doesn't work, you give that 4 or 5 games and that doesn't work, you still got a month of football.
Well, if he's not practicing, he didn't practice yesterday, so I imagine he's not probably going to be active Sunday.
I think there's going to be a 30 for 30 on this Shedeur season with the Browns.
What do you mean by that? What do you know? What do you know? What did you just walk into? You tell us what you know right now.
No, I mean, come on. There's obviously a lot going on behind the scenes.
All right, guys, I want y'all to stop and really pay close attention to what has transpired in this conversation. Now, Anthony Lima is the guy in the red hoodie. Ken Carman is the one drinking the coffee. And Ken Carman, when Jason Lloyd says his soliloquy and Anthony Lima butts in and says some things about Shedeur, watch how Ken Carman, watch his reaction to what he says. Pay close attention.
I think that's pretty evident. Like, I don't think you have to be a crack reporter to figure that out.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Like, I just think that there's a lot there.
So when is he going to play?
I don't know. I do think he'll play. Like, he kept around this long.
That's not an answer. Come on. When do you think he's going to play?
I don't know. December.
Can we get to the behind the scenes thing? I'm kind of more interested in that. To be honest,
I'm trying
Jason,
to get to it, but I can't just
he has
ask
been.
it.
No, I'm not. Listen,
Well, here's why. Hold on, Jason. He is somebody. I think it's very cool that he'll go to these high schools. He's gone to some local colleges. You see him kind of throwing with guys. I don't even know if that constitutes extra work, but he's been out in the community. I think he's been showing off Cleveland in a cool way, right? But when you say there's stuff going on behind the scenes,
well, don't run away with this. I'm just saying, like, the fact that he's as high profile as he is, that they take him where they take him, that there's been this jostling of him on the depth chart. Now there's this back injury. Like, there's just a lot. There's just a lot of noise, and that's part of the Shedeur experience. There's just a lot of noise all the time.
Do guys with back injuries typically fly across the country when they're rehabbing?
Now y'all see what Anthony Lima did? Do you see what Anthony Lima did? See, I didn't know Anthony Lima was a straight hater of Shador Sanders. I didn't know. But look at Ken Carman's reaction. Look how he threw his head back because he knew what Anthony Lima was getting to. And I didn't realize that Lima was a hater of Shador Sanders. And I went back and listened to some of the stuff that he has said. And I said, man, Ken Carman and Jason Lloyd exposed that today. And he is a troll. So we're gonna finish listening to what he had to say.
That's what I'm saying.
That struck me as odd. I got to be honest. I don't hear a lot of that Normally, that's not an ideal situation.
Well,
Man, a straight up, hey, what you mean that struck you as kind of odd? Guys, I want to tell you something. It ain't like Shedeur was traveling across the country in a commercial airline, like going in and out of TSA and things like that. He was flying on a private jet. Like, just, that's crazy. But let's go and finish.
it was good for him to get away. It was good for him to go see his family, especially rookies going through this for the first time. Obviously, it's been a struggle for him just in terms of how he thought his NFL career was going to go a year ago at this time and how it's actually gone. If guys are really hurt, usually they keep them at the facility to rehab. I shouldn't say usually. I've heard of it happening quite often.
Well, can't you take a Saturday off?
Sure.
I know. You're making too much sense. That's not what he wants. That's not what he wants. He wants you to tell him that he's not taking the job. I know what.
That you see how Ken Carman had to step in, because he's basically telling Jason Lloyd, the caller, the Browns insider, that Anthony Lima don't want that. He wants you to come out and basically say that Shador Sanders is not taking the job serious. Now pay close attention and listen to this.
Anthony wants. He wants you, Jason, to tell him that he's not taking the job very seriously, not taking the opportunity very seriously. That's what Anthony wants. See, he's not denying what I'm saying.
It's the bye week. Like, let the kid go see his family.
Go see his
father.
All
do it.
Tone.
Yes. Like,
I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that at all.
It's not a big deal. That part of it is not a big deal.
Wait a minute. Sorry, Jason. You just.
Hey, you see, you see Ken Carman? Ken Carman is he's exposing him in real time. He's exposing him in real time, guys. You got to pay close attention to this stuff, man. See, when I do shows like this, I get very imperative clips that you guys can pay attention to, just for the context of it. And see, this is what I'm saying when people are being exposed. Like, they're getting exposed every time the media speaks in Cleveland. And then you have these insiders, these Brown insiders, they come out and they say things, and that just exposes this whole organization as dysfunctional and corrupt. And Ken, I gotta salute Ken Carman for calling this out in real time.
Said that is it typical for guys? I know how you ask questions. I know how the wizard works. You asked, is it typical for people to fly across the country with a back injury?
Yeah.
That's what you said. So I know what you were aiming at when you asked Jason that question. Jason knows what you were aiming at. Don't sit there and play patsy with him.
I thought it was very cool that he's surprised. Remember, he had that video on Twitch that we played, some of the audio, with him talking about how it was important for him to stay in town, to be big ready at any time. And then that threw his dad off, I'm sure. And then he surprised him. That was a great homecoming. And then
man, guys, how diabolical was that? How diabolical was that? Like, I didn't realize, see, and it be the Cleveland media that be doing this. And you right, CJ. You absolutely right. They're both playing a role for entertainment. It's all about the content for the Cleveland media. But this is the Cleveland media that's doing this. Leaping Cat Productions. Dylan is so bad that the haters need to pivot a non-story. See, Jason Lloyd is basically telling you this is bigger than Shedeur. And see, I've always had the problem. Thank you, Chantel. I've always had the problem with the focus that they're putting on Shedeur and leaving everybody else out of this, man. Where is the Where's the negativity for Dylan Gabriel? Where's the negativity for Kevin Stefanski? And when I told you guys from the jump, when I did the show yesterday, I told you that don't let Kevin Stefanski trick you. Because what Kevin Stefanski did was said, what's up, Craig Tatum? Appreciate you in the building. Kevin Stefanski came out in the media availability and stated that he was turning over the keys to Tommy Rees to call plays. What's going on, China Eyes? Appreciate you tuning in. What did I tell you about Kevin Stefanski? He tricked y'all. He said that he gave up the keys and gave up the reins of calling the plays. Now, guys, I want y'all to think back. This is 2 years in a row during the middle of the season that he has relinquished the play calling duties. They had Ken Dorsey last year. They let Ken Dorsey go. They brought in Tommy Rees as the offensive coordinator. Now, as an offensive coordinator, the title speaks for itself. You're supposed to be the offensive coordinator. You're supposed to be calling the plays. But Kevin Stefanski started calling the plays. And that's why this offense has looked atrocious. And the reason why I say that, look at what Joe Flacco is doing. Look what Jacoby Brissett did last night to the Cowboys. And see, when I told y'all that Kevin Stefanski did not let go of that play calling duty, he was fired from the play calling duty. That's the difference. He was fired from calling plays. That call came from up top. And that's why Jason Lloyd exposed the organization. It's more going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. Kevin Stefanski just didn't say, well, I'm just going to give the play calling duties to Tommy Rees. He got demoted. He got fired. Jimmy Haslam and Andrew Berry said, you're coming off the play calling duties. That's what happened. They trying to trick you. Exactly. The supercomputer. And everybody said that the play calls that Kevin Stefanski was calling for Dylan Gabriel was all script. We're going to see what this offense looks like against the Jets when Tommy Rees takes over the play calling. Now, if the offense looks 20 to 30% better, Kevin Stefanski might be out of a job as a head coach as well. So that's the crazy thing about it is Kevin Stefanski told y'all that after evaluation of everything to get this offense back on track, I'm going to give the keys over to Tommy Rees. I trust him fully. No, you got demoted. You got fired from play calling duties. You was in the wrong lane. You're a head coach. That's the difference, guys. And today I got some information sent to me. And I'm going to show you guys this. This is from one of my supporters and one of my subscribers, and I'm going to shout him out. What's going on, Miss Robinson, to you? Tommy play calling is down the field, plays Dylan's cat. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Miss Robinson, to you. This is going to expose Dylan and Kevin Stefanski even more. Let me see. Craig Tatum said, I think it's going to expose DG's ability to push the ball down. We already know that. China Eye said the super platinum bum ass quarterback. Let's be real. Yeah. But this is some information that I'm gonna share with you guys. This was sent to me, and this person's been real adamant in saying I won't touch on nothing he has said. So I'm gonna give a shout out to this person. He sent me this information. And let's go ahead and pull it up. This is from one of my supporters, Derek Hobson. He said, K-Sap, I'm going to tell you when Shedeur plays. He said, this is no speculation. He said, Dylan gets 2 more games. From there, Shedeur gets 7 games. This is what he sent to me. And he was real adamant. He was pissed off because he said, I never speak on what he's been telling me. But he's been real adamant. And he keeps on messaging me after messages. So I gotta find some validity in this, man. I gotta find, like, he's been real adamant. He got on me because I didn't want to touch on things that he was saying, but he's telling me. He said, this ain't no speculation. He said, Dylan gets 2 more games, and then it's Shedeur time. So shout out to Derek Hobson. Shout out to Walleye. Appreciate you tuning in. Greg Tatum said could be true. But that's what I'm saying. He's been real adamant about it. He said, look, he said no speculation. It's almost like he knows. Miss Robinson, the U said he's going to play when the weather get bad. That weather ain't going to affect Shedeur. That weather will not affect Shedeur, man. We know Shedeur can play in inclement weather. Yeah, y'all do me a favor, man. Y'all hit the like button. We got 171 people in here watching, man. Do me a favor, hit the like button. Richard McGee says Shedeur is going to play the last 5 home games because that's the only way to keep the fans filling up the stadium. We're going to see. Chantel Penton said Dylan going to get booed out the stadium in 2 weeks against the Baltimore Browns. Lamar going to put on a beating on DG. Miss Robinson, you said it ain't going to affect Shedeur. It's going to, yeah, they already exposed Dylan in the weather against Miami. That's why they wanted to keep the ball on the ground. That's why Dylan Gabriel he wasn't a factor in the win. Because it was the defense in the run game of Quinshon Judkins, but Quinshon Judkins is not there to save him. So we gonna see. And Ford, I don't think Ford can be that bell cow when Judkins is out. Raleigh Shirt CEO said we got to relax. I honestly think AB pulled the plug on Kevin to expose him, and they're going to fire him at the end of the season. It's going to be a lot because, like Jason Lloyd said, like, y'all just don't understand. See, Kevin Stefanski's playing with a poker face right now because he's been exposed, man. He didn't give up them keys, man. They took that job away from him. China Eye said, nah, Shedeur shouldn't play at all. Then if we have nothing to look forward to, makes no sense. But we got to see what he's capable of doing, man. See, that's where the organization messed up, man. You got to see what you got in him. Man, make sure y'all drop a like on the video. I appreciate it. I don't want to say too much more about this back injury. Like, this back injury is wild. Meshach, low-key, it's best not to let 12 play this year. Continue to soak up the game. Like, how much more of the game does he got to soak up? Like, I mean, people just want to see it, man. Especially the Cleveland fan base. Give them something to be excited for coming into the new year if Shador Sanders comes in there ball out. They can get excited for 2026. Nancy Magyar said, so what's The WHO organization. What do you mean? What's the WHO organization? I don't understand. Yeah, I mean the team, injuries, but injuries is part of the game. But like I said, every player gets treatment. Every player gets treatment. I don't think it'll be a wasted year if Shedeur comes in there and they not playing for nothing. It's a win-win. Because now you see what the franchise is capable of doing, and now you putting your eyes on if he balls out, that's your franchise guy. Then you start building around Shedeur, and now you have the culture that you brought in, and everybody's going to gravitate to him. You got to understand what they said in that clip. Shedeur is going out in the hood, man. He's reaching the whole Cleveland community. So they're going to back Shedeur up regardless. Michael Graham said all Shedeur has to do is keep doing his work hard and block out all the hater noise. His time is coming. Shedeur not worried about the haters, man. He's not worried about the haters. They have a slogan to rebuke all them haters. You see the shirt that he wore up there to Boulder. The rejected will be respected. Him and Bucky and Well Off Media, they got everything to counter all the haters. They turn a negative draft into a positive slogan. 144 Bible verse. He was picked in the 5th round, 144th. They use everything for motivation, man. We know Barry likes 12. We already know that Kevin Stefanski handpicked Dylan Gabriel. And he's going down on the sword. Because a lot of people around the association think that once Shedeur takes over, this is going to be the last opportunity Dylan Gabriel will have to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. Because there's no turning back. Once you give the keys to Shedeur, there's no turning back. Because you heard what Jason Lloyd said. He hasn't progressed at all. Dylan Gabriel has took a step back ever since his first game against Minnesota. He hasn't done nothing that you sitting there looking at the eye test and be like, man, he's worth the 3rd round pick. He's worth the 3rd round pick. Make sure y'all drop a like on the video, please. And hype me up. Yeah. So y'all got to understand, man. It's like, it's a lot going on, man. And the Cleveland media, they'll trick you every day. There's so much more clips out there that I have, but I want to do videos on it. So you guys can sit there and let it marinate for a minute. Because some of this stuff, man, is just stuff I've been telling y'all. I've been telling y'all this stuff all along. You just got to listen. And slowly and surely, like every day, Cleveland media is crashing out. And salute to G. Bush over there calling all this stuff out. I mean, you can say what you want to say, not here to really hate on, Dylan Gabriel, but he just don't show me nothing, man. He doesn't show me a winning formula. That's all I'm saying. He don't show me a winning formula. That's all. No matter what, nobody thinks our defense is better than what we're seeing. It's DG and Kevin Stefanski offense went to sleep on us. Hey, China Eyes, I totally agree with you. I've always said all you got to do is look at the videos I done produced about y'all stout defense, man. Y'all's defense is ready. It's the offense that just can't catch up with defense. And when your defense is out on the field majority of the time, you wear down. The offense got to give you something. What's up, Tansy? Tansy in the building. Another one of my mods. Beast reincarnated. Colorado not looking good. I hope Coach Prime. This ain't even about Coach Prime. Colorado is his own entity. But that goes to show you Shador Sanders left Colorado. Now Colorado is in shambles. They in shambles. That's why they turned to the freshman quarterback now. But Salters just wasn't getting it done. Shedeur since been a youth football quarterback trainer pro. Yeah. Exactly. Greg Tatum said, media now trying to rage on a young man for going to see. Hey, don't let them trick you, Craig. Don't let them trick you, man. I told you, man, but Ken Carmen, he knew what was going on. That's why he called out Anthony Lima in real time, man. Like he called him out in real time. This was live on the radio today. This was live on the radio today. Now, I haven't seen the ticket price for the new dome. Nah. So, guys, don't get tricked. Don't get tricked. Don't get tricked. But yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, it's a lot of things that are coming out, and it's a lot of exposure, man. Like, you got to be very careful. Even with Mary Kay said some stuff yesterday when it was surrounding around Shedeur. But the crazy thing about it is, I want y'all guys to be aware. Don't be alarmed. Don't be alarmed if Bailey Zappi is QB2 against the Jets. Don't be alarmed. Jimmy Hendricks said, I'm from Chicago and I'm a Bears fan. If it weren't for Shedeur, I wouldn't give Mary Kay and the rest of those backwood redneck hillbillies in Cleveland the time of my day. Hey, it is what it is, man. So don't be surprised if Bailey Zappi is still QB2. Because we know Shedeur didn't practice yesterday. Now, I think Tuesdays is a day off, I think. Or Mondays is the day off, but they still was out there practicing. Shout out to Resurrect Minds for the $2 super chat.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
He said most of all detractors of 12 are YT. Those are facts. What is YTs, man? Y'all, you gotta let me know what that abbreviation is for. What are the YTs? Let me know what the YT is. You talking about YouTubers or what? TK says Shedeur wants to play people. He's not trying to sit out all year. DG isn't sitting out all year. Oh, okay. Okay. Got you. I feel you. I feel you. We know Shedeur wants to play. That's why when people keep bringing that back injury up, man, I'm going to stay away from it, man, because we already got the report from Well Off Media and Bucky. We already got the report. He said Shedeur wanted to play. It was up to the organization and Kevin Stefanski to shut him down. And that's what they did to elevate Belly Zappi. Knowing that if he was dressed, he still wasn't going to get in the game. So why did you deactivate him? That's what we don't understand. Why was he deactivated knowing that you're not going to put him in the game? He still could have been dressed. He was ready. And that's why Bucky said, I can't speak on the coach's decision. He said, I can't speak on that. And Bucky left it alone and he shut his little video down. Because we all know what it is. And like I keep telling you guys, man, everybody in all sports is always getting treatment, man. This is nothing different. Now that Shador Sanders is getting treatment, you got to shut him down because he's getting treatment. Like, it's just don't make sense. But Lamar Jackson was getting treatment on his hamstring, but somehow he was able to get out there and practice last week, but he was still getting treatment. So I don't understand that. This is what I don't understand. TK said, KSAP, these people didn't watch the Rizzo interview with Bug. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot of things out there. And that's what I don't understand. Just because Shedeur is getting treatment, you want to shut him down. Like, everybody's getting treatment. Mia Sims. Hey, yeah. Because if he was dressed out, all it took was a call on that bat phone from Haslam, and Shedeur would have been on the field. I mean, I can't say you're wrong. I can't say you're wrong, Tansy. Because I want y'all to realize something, man. I'm going to keep saying this. Everybody gets treatment. Trust me. I was a 3-sport athlete: baseball, basketball, and football. I know what it is. It was days before the game, man. Go in there and get treatment on my ankles, get my ankles wrapped. Weeks leading up, getting a massage. I know what it is. Everybody gets treatment. Nobody's healthy in the NFL. Look, Carson Wentz was out there playing with a bad shoulder, and he tried to do the best he could to stay in there until he was just getting battered and bruised, and he was like, nah, he had to get surgery. But he was out there giving it a go. So that's what I'm saying. Everybody is suffering with something. But, guys, what y'all miss is Shedeur was out there warming up pregame against the New England Patriots. The way he was running around throwing that ball across the field, it didn't let me know any inkling that something was wrong with somebody's back. Appreciate you, Abu X. Fresh S says fruit doesn't roll far from the tree. I'm curious to know what type of person Ed Stefanski is. This would shed light on Kevin Stefanski since he's his son. Hey, we've talked about Ed Stefanski over here. Thank you. Everybody's hurt. Like everybody's hurt. And this is what I'm going to show you. CeeDee Lamb for the Dallas Cowboys, week 2 or 3, rolled his ankle, right? Had a high ankle sprain. CeeDee Lamb is in the lineup for these last 3 games, but he's still getting treatment on his ankle. Let me say that one more time. CeeDee Lamb had a high ankle sprain. He's been back in the lineup, but leading up to these games, he hasn't been always a full participant in practice because he's getting treatment on his ankle, but he's still playing. Y'all understand where I'm coming from? So for Shedeur to get treatment on his back and just to say, hey, let's go ahead and shut him down because he's getting treatment. The way he rolled up into his dad's office and hugged his dad and his dad patting on his back. Did you see the clip of him walking down the hallway and hugged old girl, and old girl was on his back and he was trying to get into the pool to do treatment? Everybody's getting treatment. So any bumps and look, any bumps and bruises with Shedeur, they shutting him down. In preseason, they said something was wrong with his oblique. They shut him down. Like it. And see now that, and then that look, yeah, China eyes, yeah. And then look, the narrative is out there is, can Shedeur stay healthy? Like they making a big deal out of injuries that he's played through when he played at Colorado. Why can't I make this stuff up, guys? I told you, man, look, when I do shows like this, man, I'm going to give y'all the facts. I'm going to give y'all the real. I ain't sugarcoating shit. We ain't sugarcoating shit over here. Because that's what it is. The oblique was a muscle growth. They also shut him down. Yeah, they shut him down with, look, he was experiencing some arm soreness and they shut him down. Look, arm soreness and they shut him down. That's how bad it is, man. I told you, man, why? Look, they got to stop fooling themselves because they're not fooling me. I know how this goes, man. Anything that's dealing with Shedeur gets blown out of proportion, man. I got a little arm soreness. Now you can't dress today. You can't participate in practice. I got an oblique injury. You can't dress. You the emergency quarterback. I got back tightness. Nah, we can't dress you today. We got to deactivate you. We got to elevate belly zappy. Come on, guys. It's a trend here now. And it's getting exposed every day. It's getting exposed every day, man. And look, I'm gonna tell you, like with Andrew Berry know what's going on. That's why he's made himself unavailable during the bye week. He know what's going on. Man, look, for the new people that just came in here, I just want y'all to listen to Jason Lloyd, Anthony Lima, and Ken Carmen today. I just want y'all to listen. I got to play that back.
us right now. So are we looking at the last week of Dillon Gabriel as the quarterback of the Browns?
I don't know. I tend to say no, but I do think Shedeur is going to play at some point. I don't know that we're there yet.
Jason Lloyd
I just don't think that we are. I think that they're going to keep running Dillon out there, barring injury or total collapse and catastrophe. I mean, yeah, obviously it hasn't looked good. Obviously, I thought his best game was his first game, and I thought it's progressively. Not that was. I mean, you and I argued about that at the time about the Minnesota game, but what he's done since, I just think that he's regressed, not progressed in the weeks that followed. But it's still only a handful of games, and I think that they're going to keep.
Now, did y'all hear what Jason Lloyd said? Why are they regurgitating the things that I've said? Guys that's been here on this channel and have listened to all my videos and listened to all my lives, how many times have I said that Dillon Gabriel has not progressed? He has regressed. He hasn't made no steps forward. Everybody sees that. Everybody sees that. How many times have I said that? And then now you listen to the media personnel, they coming out stealing my words. They can't have it both ways.
Keep running him out there.
Really?
We got a lot of season left. Where do you go next? If you bench Dillon now and you go to Shedeur and that doesn't work, you give that 4 or 5 games and that doesn't work, you still got a month of football.
Well, if he's not practicing, he didn't practice yesterday, so I imagine he's not probably going to be active Sunday.
I think there's going to be a 30 for 30 on this Shedeur season with the Browns.
What do you mean by that? What do you know? What do you know? What did you just walk into? You tell us what you know right now.
You heard what Ken Carmen said. Ken Carmen said, look, Jason Lloyd, you got the intel, and I want to know now. I want to know what you know. He's trying to pry it out of him. And see what Jason Lloyd is doing. He's trying to be very strategic and letting them guys know, don't run with this. I'm going to give you this information, but don't run with this. I'm giving you everything, but just don't run with it.
No, I mean, come on. There's obviously a lot going on behind the scenes. I think that's pretty evident. Like, I don't think you have to be a crack.
Now, you hear what he said. It's pretty evident that there's a lot going behind the scenes. He said, you ain't even got to be a crack reporter. You ain't even got to be a crack reporter.
Reporter to figure that out.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I just think that there's a lot there.
So when is he going to play?
I don't know. I do think a play, he kept him around this long.
That's not an answer. Come on.
Now, do y'all hear? See, when people say stuff like that, and see, Rizzo started this. Rizzo started this 3 weeks ago when he said he was at the game in Miami, and he had 2 credible inside sources from the Cleveland Browns saying that Shador Sanders was getting the last 4 games for the Cleveland Browns. But I reported this when Cleveland played Pittsburgh, when Ian Rappaport came out and said what he had to say. I told you guys that it was building some momentum because they said that they wanted Shador Sanders to have a full week of practice, to have plays for him. And then Mary Kay said that, Shador is coming out. He's learned the offense. He's coming up to the line of scrimmage. He's shifting the line. He's calling audible. He's checking out of plays that are not designed for what the defense is in. Man, all this was being said. And I reported on it. And then when I did the show about Rizzo saying it, That was all speculations and allegations and allegedly. But now you got Jason Lloyd saying something. I agree with you, China. They all know something. And that's why I'm saying pay attention to what Jason Lloyd is saying. He's basically telling Ken and Anthony, I'm giving you this information, but don't run with it. He knows what's going on, man. You got to stop fooling yourself because you're not fooling me.
You think he's going to play?
I don't know. December.
Can we get to the behind the scenes thing? I'm kind of more interested in that. To be honest,
I'm trying to get to it, but I can't just
he has
ask
been.
it.
No, I'm not. Listen,
Well, here's why. Hold on, Jason. He is somebody. I think it's very cool that he'll go to these high schools. He's gone to some local colleges. You see him kind of throwing with guys. I don't even know if that constitutes extra.
Now, Anthony Lima, let me ask you a question, Mr. Lima. What does that matter on what you just said about Shedeur going to these local colleges and things like that? We already know that. You ain't got to tell us that. Shedeur be in the trenches. He be in the hood. Shedeur is a people's person. We seen how Shedeur showed up for the kids. We seen that. The community loves Shedeur. We know that. You ain't got to report that. You ain't got to report that. Tell us something we don't know. And see, you're not listening because Jason Lloyd is trying to tell you something, but you're not listening.
Work, but he's been out in the community. I think he's been showing off Cleveland in a cool way, right? But when you say there's stuff going on behind the scenes,
well, don't run away with this. I'm just saying, like, the fact that he's as high profile as he is, that they take him where they take him, that there's been this jostling of him on the depth chart.
Y'all hear what he said? You hear what Jason Lloyd said? That's the corruption. They take him where they take him. That's the 5th round. And then it's all this jostling with the quarterback position. Who's going to be the backup? Who's going to be the emergency? See, Jason Lloyd, he's on to something. And Anthony Lima just won't listen.
Chart. Now there's this back injury. Like there's just a lot. There's just a lot of noise. And
you see that? He said, and it's this back injury. It's just a lot of noise. Like,
and that's part of the Shedeur experience. There's just a lot of noise all the time.
Do guys with back injuries typically fly across the country when they're rehabbing?
Look at this. Look, Ken Carver. Look.
That's what I'm saying.
That struck me as odd. I got to be honest. I don't hear a lot of that. Normally, that's not an ideal situation.
Well, it was good for him to get away. It was good for him to go see his family, especially rookies going through this for the first time. Obviously, it's been a struggle for him just in terms of how he thought his NFL career was going to go a year ago at this time and how it's actually gone. If guys are really hurt, usually they keep them at the facility to rehab. I shouldn't say usually. I've heard of it happening quite often.
Well, can't you take a Saturday off?
Sure.
I know you're making too much sense. That's not what he wants. That's not what he wants. He wants you to tell him that he's not taking the job. I know what Anthony wants. He wants you, Jason, to tell him that he's not taking the job very seriously, not taking the opportunity very seriously. That's what Anthony wants. See, he's not denying what I'm saying.
It's the bye week. Like, let the kid go see his family.
Go see his
they
father.
All do it.
Tone.
Yes. Like,
I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that at all.
It's not a big deal. That's part of it. It's not a big deal.
Wait a minute. Wait. Sorry, Jason. You just said that.
Charmaine, appreciate you coming in. Talked about this earlier. Anthony Lima makes it seem like Shedeur was traveling a commercial flight. Like he had to go through TSA, check his bags in, or go through Clear or whatever. Shador Sanders is on a private jet. And see, I want y'all guys to realize something. Everything that they say, y'all know well-off media still exists? Well-off media shuts all this stuff down. Because the same thing that Anthony Lima is talking about Ain't there a video floating around from Well Off Media with Shador Sanders on the private jet getting treatment on his back as they was in the sky? Like, Anthony thinks that Shedeur had to stand in line with his bag and wait to get through TSA, take his shoes off, and go through a scanner. Come on, man. Pay attention, people. Pay attention.
Is it typical for guys? I know how you ask questions. I know how the wizard works. You asked, is it typical for people to fly across the country with a back injury?
Yeah.
That's what you said. So I know what you were aiming at when you asked Jason that question. Jason knows what you were aiming at. Don't sit there and play patsy with him.
I thought it was very cool that he surprised. Remember, he had that video on Twitch that we played, some of the audio, with him talking about how.
Let's stop it right there. And you absolutely right, Miss Robinson. They don't want to acknowledge that he's sitting there with former players. They don't want to acknowledge that Devin Bush was there and they was watching film. All they want to do is focus on that Twitch clip of him talking about he got to be big ready and he ain't going nowhere. He's not going back to Colorado for homecoming. You gotta watch him.
How it was important for him to stay in town, to be big ready at any time. And then that threw his dad off, I'm sure. And then he surprised him. That was a great homecoming. And then
Guys, I can't even, I don't even want to listen to no more. I don't even want to listen to no more. But look, China Eyes, I agree with what you say when guys shouldn't tune into that. But the reason why I tune in and people send me clips, because I've always said I give you the facts. And when I can expose somebody for the lies and the idolatry, I'm going to do it. Because the Cleveland media, like I say about Tony Grossi and Mary Kay Cabot, they flip-floppers. And when you get a chance to call the media out like that, we're not pulling no punches. And y'all see what y'all man G. Bush be over there doing. G. Bush be calling them out. G. Bush be calling them out. And see, that's what I do. You can't say one thing and then show me something different. What have I always told you guys? The receipts is out there. It's out there. All you got to do is pay attention to what they say, because they make themselves look crazy every day. Now that they pointed out to me that Anthony Lima is really a Shador Sanders detractor, I had to go back and look at some of his footage. But the day solidified it for me, because Ken Carman, he called him out in real time. I agree with that, China Eyes. I agree with that. The clips is cool, but our views to their channels, we have to stop. I can't deny that. But you got to understand something, China Eyes. I want to explain this. You said including me. I want you to understand this. A lot of this stuff, a lot of these clips and these sound bites, my subscribers send this stuff to me. You know, some of the sources that I deal with, they send this stuff to me and ask me, can I talk about it? It's like I'll listen to their shows. I'll listen for a second and be like, oh, this is what they're doing today. And then all of a sudden somebody will send me a clip. Appreciate that, Craig. All the views will stop once Shedeur plays. That's why they don't want him to play yet. They're going to keep it. Yeah, that I talked about that. Resurrect Minds. He had a fractured back in Colorado. And the only reason why he didn't play that last game, he wanted to play, but his dad made him sit out. His dad made him sit out. Yeah, his dad made him sit out that game, but he wanted to play because he played through so much pain that whole season leading up to that last game. His dad made him sit out. That's all I'm saying, man. And that's a fact. His dad made him sit out. Coach Prime made him sit out, guys. So don't tell me that he's been dealing with his back since 2023. He played through it in 2024. He played through the whole season in 2024 with a back issue. He played the whole season. So that's why I keep reiterating to you guys, everybody gets treatment. When you become a professional sports player, the facilities that they have for you and the training staff that they have for you, you're going to take advantage of all that and get treatment on your ailments. You know what I'm saying? When you have facilities, these billion-dollar businesses have these facilities, you take advantage of it. You take advantage of all the perks that are provided. I wish I could walk into somebody's facility right now and get treatment on my back. I wish I could walk into somebody's facility right now and get treatment on my back. Everybody would love to it. But see, we got to go pay for that stuff. We got to go pay for the chiropractor to take a look at our back. They take advantage of all the perks. So why not? If I'm in the NFL and anything, I feel like anything's bothering me, I'm going to get treatment. If I feel like my hamstring is a little I'm going to get treatment. If I feel like my ankles ain't right, I'm going to get treatment. I'm going to get pampered. But see, the difference is we got to pay for that stuff. They don't have to pay for it. They make all this money and still ain't got to pay for it. No, that's all good. Resurrect Mims. Minds. Yeah. I'm not paying. Look, that's the thing. They ain't got to pay for nothing. They want to come in early and get in the cold tub and have everything, aligned for them. Hey, I'm going to do the same thing. I ain't turning that stuff down. I ain't got to call up nobody. See, what we got to do, we got to call up the doctors and make an appointment. And if we can't get the appointment the same day, we asked out. They don't go through that. They can just walk in the facility and get treatment. We got to call up the doctor, verify the insurance, make sure our insurance pay, and then when we go in there, we might have to pay a copay. That's what's diabolical about us, living in the real world. These cats got opportunity to get in there and get treatment. They get chances to get MRIs on things that they feel that are ailing them, to take a closer look at it. That's why a majority of these athletes that we know and we see, and it comes out and they got some health issues, is because they get checked up regularly. Us as human beings in the real world, a lot of people are scared to go get them random checks because of the unknown. Professional sports is not like that. If there's something going on with you, they're going to detect it. Just like, if I don't know if y'all follow the NBA. You see what happened to Wembanyama last year. Got diagnosed with a blood clot in his shoulder because he gets random treatment and gets random medical, people to check up on him. The same thing with Damian Lillard. Get random checks. He was diagnosed with a blood clot in his calf. He had deep vein thrombosis. You're right, Charmaine. We got to get a referral to go to get these CT scans and stuff like that. These cats just walk in the facility and get it done. So like I said, everybody in the NFL goes through treatment. That's why you have Bleacher Report, ESPN breaking news. So-and-so is out because he was diagnosed with different stuff. I just want y'all to understand where I'm coming from and see the big picture when it comes to Shador Sanders. Any little ailment, they want to shut him down. But this is just normal in the NFL. Treatment. It's just treatment. Woo. Well, enough of that. But y'all understand where I'm coming from. Treatment. Just like Allen Iverson said, we talking about practice. No, we talking about treatment. This is crazy. Hey, look, Coach Ryan, Coach Ryan, Rex Ryan, and Dan Orlowski, they've been called out a long time ago, so they better be quiet. They better be quiet. Yeah. Hey, guys, make sure y'all drop a like on the video for me, please. Keep supporting the channel. Keep showing up. Keep showing all the love. Keep rocking with your boy. All my mods that was in the chat tonight. All my chatters that was in the chat. I've always said this, and I'm going to say this again. That's why people say I got one of the livest chats on YouTube. I see y'all in the building. I want to shout out Abu X, Miss Robinson to you, Trill City TV, China Eyes, Charmaine, Resurrect Mims, Mimes, In the Dark with a Smile with Michelle, Jimi Hendrix, Highway Hyenas, Miss Robinson, Pansy, Craig Tatum. Man, I could shout out everybody, but y'all get the picture. If I missed y'all, don't feel bad. I'm shouting out everybody. I appreciate the love and support. I appreciate the chat. KD, see you in the building, one of my mods. Lee, CJ, Tansy. I mean, y'all in this chat deep and heavy. Michael Graham, TK, Simia Sims. Man, I can go on and on, but I appreciate everybody that tuned in tonight. I appreciate all the love and support. I appreciate the donations. I appreciate the super chats I received on the live. But guys, man, y'all stay locked in, stay focused. Keep up the support. If you haven't checked out my latest video that I dropped today, go ahead and take a look at that. Appreciate everybody that tuned in. I'll be back again tomorrow night, 6:45. It's almost like a sitcom. So y'all, if y'all ain't got y'all's notifications on, just know I go live every day at 6:45 p.m. Central Standard Time. And always look for a video to be dropped around about the 4:45 mark Central Standard Time. So make sure that you got your notifications on so you know every time I'm dropping. Appreciate you, Tansy. Make sure y'all got y'all's notifications on. If y'all want me to touch on anything, y'all can send me a message. If you're not following me on IG, follow me at Simply Ball Dropping. You guys go ahead and start following me on Simply Ball Dropping. Y'all can DM me any information that y'all would like for me to cover. I will cover that. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to follow me on IG. Don't be afraid to DM me because I respond. Y'all know how I do. Hey, I talk back to the chat. A lot of people don't talk to the chat. A lot of people, what's up, Esquire? A lot of people don't talk to their chat. I acknowledge my chat. If it wasn't for the chat, these shows wouldn't be successful the way they are. So anybody that, feel free to follow me on Simply Ball Dropping. Drop me a DM. And I pay attention to everybody. Just like In the Dark with a Smile said, look, hype me up. Hype me up. But yeah, I appreciate all y'all. China Eyes was in the building again tonight. I appreciate you, my sister. Esquire, I know you're late to the party, but you showed up. So everybody that's in the background that ain't like the video, go ahead and drop a like on the video. A lot of people say, man, if you're in the background and you ain't said nothing, that means you hate watching. So if you hate watching, drop a like on the video. That's all we do. Just drop a like on the video. If you love what you're listening to, love what you're seeing, love what you're hearing, just drop a like on the video. But before we get up out of here, man, for everybody that's in the chat, man, I know a lot of people's locations or where they listening from, but where are you listening from so we can represent your town, represent your city? Let's see where all these people coming in from, man, because that means a lot. And then after that, we're going to get up out of here. They're trying to get a free meal. Appreciate you, Derek Carter. He said, you awesome. Man, I appreciate that. Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Uh-oh. Hold on, man. We got some new people up in here. Lady PC said hi from Plant City, Florida. The Sean Band said Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Shout out to Jimi Hendrix, Chicago South Side. Derek Carter from Aden, North Carolina. David Stewart said, a little new to the show, but love what I'm hearing from New York City. Michelle, we know you repping Dallas, Texas like it is. We know, hey, look, we know China Eyes is representing Cleveland. Carmen Carter representing Detroit, Esquire, Laurel Springs, New Jersey. Yeah. So I want to tell y'all guys a little backstory before we get up out of here. I just want to tell y'all a backstory. Like when I started this podcast in 2019. Me and my brothers back at home in Frederick, Maryland, right outside of Baltimore. Wisdom Speaks from Jacksonville, Florida. Derek Carter said, I watch you every day. Ron 314 from St. Louis, Missouri. Man, we got a variety of people in here, man. I love it. So I want to welcome all the new people that's coming in. I do appreciate y'all. Give them a round of applause. So I want to give y'all a little backstory for all my new people. Lord Crypto, coming in from Detroit. Uncle Mike from Seattle. So, like I said, just a little backstory for the people who don't know so y'all can get familiar with who the host is. K-Sap right here. I started this podcast with a band of brothers. We all unique because we all played sports back in the days. Some of us played on a higher level. Some of us played in college. Some of us went on to have different careers. Some of us was in the military, and some of us, went off to have government jobs. But we all from a town in Maryland called Frederick, Maryland, right outside of Baltimore. And we used to talk sports every day on a cell phone on three-way calls, flip phones. And as technology elevated, we made a group chat and we chatted every day talking sports, life. We wake up in the morning, shout out to everybody, thanking the Lord for putting our feet on solid ground and sending us on our way. And then we talk sports. We would open up to each other, about problems and stuff like that would get us through the day. So as I was wanting to let you guys know, I'm going to show y'all, these are my brothers that I started this podcast with. These are all my brothers that I started the podcast with. So it's 7 of us. We missing one person, but these are the brothers that I started this podcast with, that we talk, and they all play an intricate part of the podcast. All of them are behind the scenes doing things that you probably don't see. It's always something behind the scenes. But these are the brothers that are down with the podcast, and we're brothers for life. And this is what we do. We talk sports. So they my brothers that I started the podcast with. But behind a strong man, it's always a strong woman that supports you. And my wife deals with a lot because I do the podcast. And my wife is my biggest supporter. Deshaun said they look like all linemen. Nah, because I had stretched the picture out just to fit it on the screen. I stretched it out. Nah, we're not all linemen, baby. But I was a cornerback and receiver. Started out as a quarterback though. So don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. But behind a good man is always a good woman. And that's me and my wife. That's the first lady. So I always give shout out to her for making this possible and giving me the go ahead to do the things that I need to do. So shout out to the first lady, K-Sap Square. But it's always somebody in your corner. But Deshaun started laughing. Nah, don't get that twisted, Deshaun. Yeah. Shout out to Esquire for the $2 super chat.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
He said, for the love of the podcast. I appreciate the support. I appreciate that, Victory Teller. Yeah. Leo King Jones said, I know about Lima from day one. Appreciate that, Tansy. China I said, well, as a true Clevelander, I want to thank you for the fight that keeps on giving. China Eyes, you crack me up. You crack me up, China Eyes. You crack me up. You crack me up. In the dark with a smile. Appreciate the love. Yeah. But that's, hey, I appreciate everybody in the chat. I appreciate the love. Are you watching the other chat, the LSU game? Yeah. So, guys, I got 4 other channels that are part of this community. Well, actually 5 other channels that are part of this community. If you ever want to watch a live game, you can watch the Players Club on playback. They broadcast the games, NFL, college basketball, WNBA basketball, NBA basketball. You can watch it all. Yeah. Derek Collins, keep on give out the great input that you do. I appreciate you, Derek. So, guys, we're going to get up out of here, man. Appreciate everybody that tuned in. Appreciate the love. I love you all. Without you guys, this wouldn't be possible. Keep supporting me, man. Keep telling a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. And what I always say, yeah, China Eyes, you crack me up. You be having me rolling. You be having me rolling some nights. I just be, you just be cracking me up. But y'all know what I say, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. And what I always say, guys, this is going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. Guess what, y'all? Gonna catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.